Hey everyone, welcome back to Williamson Ridge Outdoors. Today we are at the back of the truck once again because we do have another Echo E-Force product. So this is their DLM-2100SP, which is their 21-inch self-propelled lawnmower. So in the last video, I actually did a video of their DCS 5000 56-volt battery chainsaw and was pretty impressed with it. But again, this is their new line of battery products to kind of replace the old 58-volt versions. So we're trying to test these out and get into the new 56-volt platform to see if this is actually an upgrade, which is pretty cool because they are actually offering kind of like a consumer line of certain products, and then they actually offer it even into their X series, or what they're calling their X series, or professional line of battery powered products. So it's not quite grass mowing season yet, but I just got this in and I thought, well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and open it up, check it out. Maybe we can take it down and mulch up some leaves or mow a little bit of grass if there's any grass that's tall enough to do so, but at least get to try it out and see how it functions and see how it works and take a first look at it. The weather is so unpredictable right now. It was 67 degrees and sunny yesterday, and today it's actually 38 degrees and windy and cold. But you can feel it, the springtime's in the air, the sun is actually starting to get some strength behind it. So when it is shining, it actually feels nice and warm. So we're looking forward to the grass to start growing so we can really put this thing to work and trying it out. So let's go ahead and open up the box, see what all is included in this, see if there's much assembly required to it. So we do have the battery charger. And I do believe this is the standard charger, not the rapid charger. I believe they offer a rapid charger as, you know, an optional piece. Maybe something that we check into a little bit later, because the 5 amp hour battery that comes with this takes 150 minutes or 2.5 hours to charge up. So if you're in a hurry, you know, and you don't have that much time, maybe the rapid charger would be something that you may want to look into to get those faster charge times. So like I was saying, this one does come with the 5 amp hour 56-volt battery. As you can see, it's a pretty good sized battery. It's got some pretty good weight to it. It's showing about half charge. This is a 3-in-1 mower, so you can actually bag it, you can mulch it, or you can side discharge it. We've got our manuals in here. And this is actually the mower operator manual. It's got a battery manual, and then it has a charger manual, and these are all three actually pretty thick. This is our side discharge chute. So there is just a little bit of assembly on this, and it looks like pretty much just the handles. So it looks like this stuff here is pretty well self-explanatory. So it's a little cold out here today, and these wires are a little stiff, but according to the instructions, you're supposed to remove this little rubber protector on here. That's only there for shipping in order to keep these wires from wearing on the edges of the handle. So just kind of watch those wires as you're putting them down in there, not to cut them on that edge of the sharp metal. And once you clear the edge, then the handle will slide down in there. And it comes with 2 bolts and nuts. And that's all it takes to put the handle together. All you got to do is just slide those through the holes. On the inside, there's actually a little spot here where the nut fits inside there to keep it from turning. So you can just get a Phillips screwdriver and tighten that up. So I went in, I put the battery on charge, and like I was saying, I do have the chainsaw in this 56-volt lineup. So I went ahead and got the fully charged battery from it, and we're gonna put it in here and fire this thing up. You see we've got full charge on it. This is quite easy to put the battery in. You just lift up the little hood here, and we're gonna just drop the battery in place and make sure it locks in. So I thought I'd give you a look underneath it. This little fan right here, that's actually made out of plastic. This new model actually has a steel deck on it. I believe their previous model had a plastic deck, that had a lifetime warranty on it. And that for whatever reason with their new series, they went to a metal deck on it. So maybe they did have some troubles or something with their plastic deck. So I am liking some of the features that you get on this battery mower. I have no experience with a battery mower. This is actually my first one, but comparing it to a gas mower, you know, there's several things that I like about the electric. One, it's super quiet. I'm actually really surprised that it's as quiet as it is. You know, I thought that the blade turning would actually make more noise than that. It actually is lighter than what it seems in the box. In that box, the box is just so big and bulky, it was hard to move. But like this, I can pick this up and set it in the back of the truck without much problem at all. It's really not all that hard, especially if you take the battery out. So in order to adjust the handles on this, it is very simple to do this. You've actually got these orange cutouts right here in the handle, one on each side, and you just pull these towards you, and that actually unlocks the handle, and you can adjust where you want it at for your height. It's got two settings, and then you can also fold it all the way over and lock it into place, and then raise the whole mower up and lean it back and store it on its end so that you can put it up against a wall or something inside your garage. So to get it out of storage mode, you just lean it over, you pull your tabs, and it just unfolds. And then you're ready to go. The height adjustment on this is just as easy. It's got one lever, and that one lever operates the entire mower. So you can go from its lowest setting up to the highest, and it's super easy to pull that. There's no fighting with it, and it doesn't hardly have any resistance on it at all, and it's super easy to do that. So right now, with it being February, we don't really have too much grass to mow, but I'm gonna take it over to where there's some good piles of leaves and maybe a little bit of grass, and we'll kind of at least test it out and start it up and run it for the first time. So we'll put our battery back in it, and then our safety switch. So we've got a little bit of grass and leaves kind of mixed in here together. It's kind of dead, so it's not a real good test, but stay tuned because we are going to be using this thing. This is actually going to be a long-term review on this. We'll keep doing updates and see how well it lasts. We'll see how well it does in tall, out-of-control stuff. So stay tuned for all that kind of content. So to start the blades up on this, you have to pull the handle and then push the power button, or the other way around. You can push the power button and pull the handle, and it will start up the blade. So I'm actually pretty impressed with the power that this thing has. I've been used to gas-powered mowers. I've never really used a battery mower, but this thing seems like it'd have plenty of power for about anything. I kept running it. I stopped up the side discharge, and I kept running it through these leaves to see if it would kind of plug up and then start having troubles, you know, and start kind of trying to bog down. But it didn't bog down at all. It just kind of kept going and kept mulching that stuff up. So I'm really, really impressed that it, you know, really wasn't trying to choke down. But now this is dry, crunchy leaves instead of green grass. So that could make a difference, you know, about getting it plugged up and all that. But it has the turbo mode on it. And I was running in regular mode up to the point where it got stopped up. And then I tried it again in turbo mode, and it didn't get stopped up running it in turbo. So with that, maybe the extra force of throwing the debris out, then that's enough to keep it from really getting plugged up if you're doing the side discharge. Another cool thing too, you can use the self-propelled without having to use the mower part. So if you wanted to move the mower around, you just push the self-propel button and then you hit the power button and it'll come on. But each time you let off of it, you actually have to re-engage or repower it unless you're actually running the mower part. So if you're running the blades and you hit the self-propelled, it'll go, and then when you let off of it, it'll stop and the blades will keep going. Now another thing too, if you're using the self-propelled part, like right now, you can see it actually took it a minute to let go to be able to go backwards with it. So in order to get it to freewheel, if you're using the self-propelled part of it, you have to let off, push it forward a little bit, and then bring it back. So we're going to self-propel. If you let off, it kind of sits there if you push it forward, and then it'll roll back freely. That's actually noticeable when you make the turn at the end of a row, because your back wheels are actually still kind of locked together, and it makes it a little more difficult to actually turn it until you get it to, you know, to get it to freewheel. So if you try to turn it here, it's actually kind of fighting itself until you bump it, and then it freewheels and turns really easy. You also have a really wide range of speed with this. So it's got a lever up here on the handlebars that you can actually turn it all the way over to turtle. And I'll show you the speeds here on this. I'm actually going to go ahead and start cutting. I'm going to run this thing for a few minutes and kind of get an idea. I've got some fairly tall grass out here in the hayfield. It's dead, but I'm still going to mow it, and let's see how it does. I'm going to start out on just regular mode. I'm not going to run turbo just yet. I'm going to see if regular mode will kind of push through this taller stuff. Now this right here is actually the slowest speed that it'll go. So I'm going to turn it up. I'll turn it all the way up to the fastest speed just so you can see the exaggerated difference. So that pass actually did clog it up because the grass is pretty heavy through here, and I've got the mower set pretty close just to make sure we're, cutting a good amount of grass to kind of test out the power. Whenever it starts kind of bogging down, it seems like it kicks on and pushes a little more power out through it. I'm gonna go ahead and run in turbo mode for this higher grass and kind of see how that performs and see if that keeps us from getting clogged up in our side discharge. So there you have it, the first look at the Echo DLM-2100SP. I'll have to say I'm actually pretty impressed with this mower. This is actually the first battery mower that I've ever got a chance to run, but comparing it to my gas mower, I have a self-propelled gas mower that has a 6.5 horsepower motor on it. It actually seems to be pretty comparable to the power. I like the fact that it's self-propelled and it's driven by the rear wheels and not the front. My gas mower actually is driven off the front, and it seems like that any little bit of a grade or something you get on, it almost defeats the purpose of having that self-propelled. It won't pull itself up the grade, and this one actually just pushes right on, and it definitely feels like it's stronger in the drive than what my gas mower is. And down there on the far end where we was first testing it in the leaves, that's actually pretty steep down there. I actually measured that one time, and it's actually a 26-degree slope, so I could actually go sideways and turn and go up that hill, and it would pull itself up it, and it wouldn't spin and lose traction, and I didn't have to push it. It would actually take itself. So I really, really like that about it. So also stay tuned to the channel, because we're going to put this thing, as soon as the grass starts growing, we're going to really do a lot of different tests and stuff with it. Maybe even compare it and see if it'll cut faster than a gas mower. If that's something y'all would be interested in seeing, maybe leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. If you'd like to see this ran a full battery charge, and just, from fully charged to dead, and know the run times, leave that in the comments. Just let me know what you'd like to see with this mower, and maybe we'll do a video on it. So the little bit of testing and demoing and all that stuff that I've done today, the battery shows that it's got half charge in it, which actually is quite a bit of usage. I've mowed quite a bit, and plus, like I say, I'm on these hills, and I was using the drive the whole time. It also has a little headlight in the front of that. I hope I don't ever have to use that, but a lot of times when it's getting close to dark at the evening time, you may need a little bit of extra light there to kind of get your job done or get finished up. So that could come in handy. We'll have to see if that helps out in the future. This also has the auto switching battery in it. I've only got one battery in here right now, but if you had two batteries for it, you can put both batteries in and it'll run one fully charged to dead and then automatically switch to the other battery, so that you don't have to change them out yourself, and you don't ever have to stop mowing whenever one battery goes dead. It just automatically kicks over to the other one. So again, if you'd like to see some demos of that, leave that in the comments below. So thanks for checking out the video today. Also, if you'd like to check out the 56-volt chainsaw video, I'll put a card up here so you can check that out. Also, stay tuned for future videos of the all-new Echo E-Force 56-volt series of battery-powered equipment.